Hello and welcome back to the Basement Podcast. I am Nikolai Volkov, and that is the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, it is.
And we are here for our, I'm not even going to list the number of episodes because we've done a number of practice episodes that are never going to see the light of day. So, Andy, you have something to start. Why don't you just kick us off?
Great intro, by the way. We're still working on that one. Hey, we're smoothing out the rough edges. We got the sandpaper out. We'll go back and make some edits. Okay. So this past weekend, had the day off of work on Friday for Victory in Europe Day, uh, celebrating the victory over the Nazis here in Europe. And so go down to a little Czech town called Český Krumlov. Lovely little town near the border of Austria. And there is a castle up on a cliff that overlooks the town. River kind of runs through it. Just picturesque, very beautiful. You cross over from the city on this bridge to get over where the castle is at. And I'm crossing over, and standing right on the corner of the bridge is a guy dressed up in full knight regalia. All right. He is going to go
Medieval
out
night.
and fight whoever, the French, I don't know, but full helmet. He's got the chainmail on. He's ready to go. And I'm thinking, I'm looking around. I was like, oh, he's probably pubbing a local restaurant. He's probably handing out flyers for something. And as I'm looking at the rest of like, oh, there's really nothing around here. Like, what's going on? Kind of mosey around a little bit. I look back and no, he's just out and about on the town. He's on the bridge, just kind of looking wistfully into the river. And I'm just like, oh, dude, you, you're not like promoting any. This is just you.
Is this a,
This is just you in your garb, out and about, doing your thing, enjoying the town.
I
And
think
so
of,
I got two questions off. Oh, go ahead. You have a question for this. Yeah.
dude, I'm immediately thinking of both Monty Python, the guy.
Yeah. And that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, for
Monty
sure.
Python and then Little John in Robin Hood Men in Tights guarding the stream, saying, "You gotta pay the toll." But go ahead. What are your
All right,
questions?
so I got two questions. All right, follow up here is if you're doing like let's say this guy is you're doing like a photo op or like a photo like I want to get some sort of like I said he's doing like a pose over the river in like his full knight regalia. Like you're dressed up as a knight. What's the shot that you want for like oh yeah, like that's the money shot right there.
Well, if I'm posing with the knight in
No,
full
you're the
regalia,
knight. You're
oh,
the knight.
I'm the
What's
knight.
the
I'm the
shot
knight.
that you want as the knight?
What's the spot I want as the knight in the picture? I'm
I
I'm
mean anything. Like
I'm
what
going.
you could be running through a field, you can be holding a baby bird, you could be on
Oh,
top of the
I'm going.
castle. Like you're in full knight regalia. What do you want
Oh, I
for like
immediately.
you're the knight Instagram. What's your Insta photo there?
Oh, that would be a good Instagram feed. I'd follow that feed. Just random photos of a night all around. I think I mean I'd probably go I don't know why King Arthur comes to mind of just like I want to be pulling a sword out of a rock or
Okay, that's
I
good.
want to recreate I want to recreate the Last Supper, but me as a knight at the head of the round table, just surrounded by
Oh, yeah, that's
lesser
good.
knights. I think that would be
Yeah.
a cool picture.
Yeah.
What is your answer to
I
that?
mean, I'm just
Well, did you? Okay, I have.
as as I saw him there, just like on the bridge, just kind of looking. I'm thinking like overly emotional, like
Yeah,
very emo night. Like what does that Instagram look like? So like he's walking on the beach by himself. I mean, it's just like he's overlooking fields of grain at a sunset.
he's
Like those are the
journaling. I
night
just want him
shots that I want
journaling. I
right
just want him
there.
journaling on the bridge, just like writing down
Yes.
his
Yes.
diary,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but with his
Yeah.
helmet on. Nothing. I don't
Of
want him
course.
to
No,
take
that and
the
then that's
helmet
what this guy
off.
was doing. Like he had full helmet on. He's not handing out anything.
He's
He's
just in
not
his
pubbing
gear.
anything. It's just dude is just out and about on the town.
because that makes sense. VE Day. There were nights.
Yeah,
There were nights then.
yeah. In
Uh,
World War II.
for
Yes.
context, Andy lives in Prague. If you didn't
Yeah.
listen to
Sorry about
episode
that.
Whinge,
I'm in Europe.
which you
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Prague is in Czech, and it's Czech is next to Germany.
Czech Republic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did the do
There are some people who want to go to the Czechia route, but they're divided here about that. Most people just call it the Czech Republic.
not to get too serious, but like we've talked a little bit about the German people and your experience with the German people thus far. They probably do they celebrate VE Day? Is that a complicated thing for
That's a
them?
great question. I don't know. Well, I don't. That's a really, really good question. I don't know what their relationship is with VE Day. They
Well, are there
probably, they give it a nod and be like, "Yeah, you got us, and good for you. We're really glad you got us. We like where we're at right now." But I don't
All the
know
Germans are
what
yelling at us right now listening to this
I don't know if they get
podcast?
off of work like I do. You know,
Okay. It's something we probably should think about. You should probably investigate next VE Day.
got it. I'll head up to Berlin for
Yeah.
VE Day. Just waving both the Soviet and
But
American flag.
well,
Like
no,
this
no,
is what
no,
we're
no,
doing,
no.
here, right?
You
This is
should
what we're celebrating.
no, no, no. You should go up. I mean, you got to be really subtle, and you're up there for observation only. So obviously,
Okay.
you're going to wear a night suit. You're going to wear. You're just going to be peeking around
Just
corners.
taking notes. I got a legal pad. I'm in a full night suit. I'm just wandering the streets of Berlin, and I'm just
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
should
got
go
it.
interview people. You should go interview people in your night suit. Hey, so guys, do you celebrate this holiday? Just checking.
This is so okay. Hopefully this podcast evolves into where we start interviewing a whole bunch of people, get people on here. And yeah, I'm solely for taking to the streets and interviewing people. But if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right.
We're
And
gonna
we're
do
gonna
it
do it as a night.
as a night, right?
Yeah.
Man, I how did you not go up and ask that guy what he was doing?
I He was just living his best life. I didn't
Yeah.
want to bug him. It's like,
All
cool,
right.
good on you. I mean, I
Hey,
did have a follow. I did have a second question of that. So, what's the photo shoot for the night
yours was way
where we,
better than mine.
where are we
Mine
doing
was
our
too
night pictures?
serious.
When we get our night suit,
Yeah.
what's the Instagram? What is this going to start? I kind of how's it going to take off? But the other question I had was, all right, what other like costume would just kind of like somebody's wearing that, and you just go. At first, you're like, oh, what are they selling? And then when you realize they're not selling anything, they're just out and about, and you just
Hmm.
go, bravo, bravo.
Well, it's funny
Like
that
not
you.
something ridiculous. This isn't like, some bachelor party or some fantasy football, you lost a bet kind of thing. It's like, no, it's a singular person out on the street and they are wearing this. And you're just like, yeah, mad props, all the respect in the world.
I've got an
You got-
answer. I mean, it's
Yeah,
funny that you
go.
bring this up because I was just at the Ren Fair last 2 weekends ago,
Yeah.
and so I
If you're
saw
dressed up as a knight there, it's like, no, no, no,
it's
no.
not.
You're fitting in. This is not,
And
yeah.
you got a lot of crazy get ups at the Ren Fair, and it's a
Yeah.
fun place to go to, and you see a lot of stuff. The first thought that I had though, and when you asked that question, none,
A
a
nun.
nun. If you found that somebody just dressed as a nun and they weren't an actual nun, and they were just hanging out.
But you would never know that they weren't a nun. And you do see like singular nuns,
Yes, of course,
like
and
just
that's why.
walking
But that's I
around. So
think
that
that's
I don't know if
why
that one would be as like shock. I would just be like, oh yeah, it's a nun.
it would have to be a
You'd
dude.
actually have to get in a conversation with them to be like, oh, you're not a nun. This is just a thing that
Yeah,
you're doing.
you see a dude dressed as a nun just swearing on the
Oh, okay.
on
A
the
dude
corner.
dressed as a nun. Yeah, yeah,
You'd be
yeah.
like, what is happening here? Uh, I'm having a hard time thinking of some costume. Do you have an answer for this?
Well, no, I mean, if you're gonna go that route, like you might as well just go the full like Pope regalia. Like you got a
Yeah.
whole Pope get up, and
Yeah.
you're just out as the Pope.
Yeah.
People wear somebody else's jersey as
I was
a
gonna go
sportsman.
sports
Why
jersey.
can't you wear the Pope's get up
Well, the Boog and
if
JD
you're Catholic?
were talking in the last homestand or a couple homestands ago. I don't really know because all of them meshed together. But Boog had asked JD if he had hit one of his Astros jerseys and if he wears
Yes,
them
heard that one.
around.
Yeah.
Uh, and JD's like, no, I don't. I love it when JD just flatly denies Boog whenever it's like he wants a
Yeah. Well,
conversation, and
I
JD just
mean,
goes, no.
hey, they got a show. They've been doing this for 5 something years now. Like the questions are going to keep coming over. Boog has asked him this
Yeah,
question about 100
yeah,
times. Like, what do you mean? You don't have the rainbow Astro
yeah,
jerseys,
yeah.
essentially? And every time JD's like, no,
No,
no.
no.
And Boog wants him to go. I was like, no, no, no. Wouldn't it be cool? And JD did admit, I think my brother
Yeah,
has one of my jerseys.
yeah,
And Boog's like, come on. Like, wouldn't it be cool just to go in full get up to the grocery store
yeah,
as a baseball player? Like, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, yeah,
yeah.
you're dressing up, you're going to the grocery store, and it's just like, what what's going on?
Well, we might have to cut this out and put it on the Instagram of just for grandma who's listening and who doesn't follow us on Instagram. What costume are you just going out in just to throw people
Yeah.
the most? But that we'll have to think on that. We might have to come
Yeah.
back with some answers next week.
Yeah. I like it. Gonna radically shift topics to sports, which is what this podcast is supposed to be about. But whatever. We're gonna talk about whatever we want to
Yeah, it
talk
doesn't.
about.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
that's
matter.
what this is.
Doesn't matter.
Let's go to fun little question here, Adam. Technology is just everywhere, taking over our lives. It has seeped its way into all sports. We view sports differently because of different technologies. And they always seem to be they up there, they as in broadcasts, marquee sports, CBS, Fox.
Right.
They're always pushing the newest tech that will enhance our viewing experience. And I want to know which of these technologies has enhanced your viewing experience, or that's a little distracting and we need to get rid of that. Or if it's already gone, that was either a good thing or a bad thing that we got rid of it. So we're going to go sport by sport, 4 major American sports. We're going to start with baseball. The strike box. Has it enhanced your viewing experience? Do you like the strike box?
I do. And I think they've gone, I mean, at least for the marquee broadcasts, it seems they've gone corners now. They don't do the full box.
Yeah. They got rid of the lines. Yeah.
Which I think is due to the ABS system. They want to lessen the impact of that. I don't know. The box I do like because it gives me context as to where the pitch is. I'm that one doesn't bother me. A lot of, I was actually thinking about this in terms of rule changes. A lot of people, and particularly baseball, over the last couple of years, there have been some rule changes, and people kind of freak out about, oh, you can't touch the pitcher's hands every time. That's going to throw off the pitchers. And with all this stuff, and technology is a little bit different, and there are some technologies that will bother me. You kind of don't notice things anymore. The bigger bases improve the game. Pitch clock improve the game. The wiping down of pitchers, not that it's noticeable to us. We see it on the broadcast when pitchers walk off the mound, but in general, like
most of the times, those just seem like a chummy conversation that they're having with the ump.
Hey,
like,
where'd
now
you go
it's
to
just like,
dinner last
hey,
night?
Bill,
Saw you at dinner.
Hey, how's it going, Edwin? Yeah.
It's one of these things of like when there's either technological advancements or rule changes. If it's a good thing, it sort of just melds into the experience, and you don't really notice it.
I like the strike box, and I don't like it if a broadcast doesn't have it. So Fox will not have it sometimes, and that's when I notice it. So I appreciate when it's there. I don't really notice it, other than knowing that I kind of like it. It's when it's removed that I notice it and go, "Whoa, where's my strike box? I need my strike box." I want to see
where that pitch is, and I don't want to wait for the replay.
Yeah. Next one is this one's a little bit more for the Cubs fans out there in the marquee broadcast. The Megalodon camera. And if, for our viewers out there and listeners out there, they don't know what the Megalodon is, you're going to have to enlighten them and tell them what the Megalodon camera is.
Okay. You're setting me up here to be mean to people. And we just started, we right before this podcast, we said we can't be mean to people. And yet you're setting me up to be mean.
You're not. No, you're not lighting Marquee on fire here. You're just saying, yeah, it
Oh,
helps. Or, no, it doesn't.
oh.
Yeah, this is up to you on how mean you want to be and how nice you want to be.
Look,
If you don't like it, you just say, yeah, not a huge fan. Moving on. Next question.
if you
There's
know
your
me,
easy out. But you do
if you
have to
know
explain
me,
what the Megalodon camera is
if you know
for
me,
those
you know,
unenlightened. Yeah.
if you know me, you know that I have trouble containing my displeasure with certain
Mm,
things, and
mm.
I will try my best to contain some of my displeasure. I do not believe that the Marquee broadcast, from a technical perspective, is top notch. I think they make some very easy mistakes within the technical aspects of the broadcast. One of them being, and I know you're going to go to this, the drone. I know they're just trying to figure it out, and I get it.
Drones are next. So you're
The-
lumping in the drone. Well, the drones are separate, but you can tackle both at the same time if you want to.
I'll start with the Megalodon camera. They're
Yeah.
just using the Megalodon camera wrong. They're just using it wrong, and they use it wrong all the time. Like the Megalodon camera, and they use it in football too. Fox used it for a little while.
Yes.
Me-
Fox is
Meg-
starting to use it.
and
Yes.
and
Especially like guy scores a touchdown, I think, and they'll put
yeah,
the megalodon in his
they'll put
face.
his
Yeah.
Megalodon on his face. Now,
Yeah.
I should probably know the actual terminology surrounding the Megalodon camera because I work in the entertainment industry. I'm not a professional cameraman, but the Megalodon camera is a specific camera and lens that is supposed to dramatically give you a great picture of whatever's in the foreground while
Yeah.
blurring everything else in the background.
Lots of creamy bouquet in the back.
Right.
And it's all supposed to give a little bit of a wider perspective as
So,
well.
so
The
when you
wide
use
angle.
that camera, knowing that the foreground, the thing in the foreground is supposed to be the in focus
Prominent.
thing, is
Yeah.
supposed to be the crisp thing that's supposed to be the focus of the picture. Marquee uses the Megalodon camera very often as wide shots,
Panning the crowd.
panning the crowd, which makes no sense at all. You're not
Yeah. You
using the
need a focal
camera
point.
properly. Like
Yeah.
what is the point of using this camera if you're not even going to use it as intended? And sometimes the cameraman will accidentally like trip into the right shot, like they're doing a pan of the crowd, and somebody will stand up and you'll see
Pop
like,
up
oh,
right there.
whoa,
And
whoa,
it focuses. And he's
it
like,
focuses on
oh,
that guy.
get
And it's
off
like,
it.
oh, that fan looks amazing. Well, that's because that's how the camera is supposed to be used. But they use it wrong all the time. So yeah, that one's terrible, and they should stop doing that. And it's
Okay.
just like, stop.
Okay. Well, get off of Marquee for a second. Is Fox using it correctly then when
Fox,
they go up to the celebratory touchdown scorer
yeah,
and
well
they
they
get
did
them
because
with his teammates?
yeah, they did because it gets a little bit of problem when too many people are in frame because
Yes.
but in general, when they started using it, they were using it correctly. You
Okay.
focus in on one guy who just scored a touchdown. He's doing his little dance, and that guy looks very crisp, and the composition of the frame looks good, right? So that's that, Fox did it correctly.
They're
But
fine. Okay.
it's
All right.
know your tools.
The
Know your
drones
tools,
thing.
people.
Yeah. Point well taken. You're
Yeah.
good. Anyway, now go to over to the drones. It is mostly used in baseball.
Yep.
Obviously doesn't lend itself very well to an indoor sport, basketball, hockey. Football, I haven't noticed it as much, but baseball, just about every broadcast, they are going hard on the drones.
Yeah.
We notice it most, obviously, being Cubs fans and watching Marquee. Marquee is half of the game is from Lake Michigan,
Yeah.
looking at tiny little ants play on Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, can the sky cam in football is a drone.
That's on my list, but
Is it-
you're skipping ahead. That is not a drone.
Well,
That's on a.
I understand
and
it's
I'm
on
not- I'm
cables,
saying
but that's the
different.
equivalent of a drone, right? I know it's on cables.
Yeah, I guess. But you're
I know,
crossing
I'm ruining
sports.
this.
This is
I'm ruining this
cross-pollinating.
segment.
I'm gonna get to football.
I'm
We
sorry.
got plenty of time.
I'm
This
sorry.
thing can be as long as we want it to
Yeah,
be.
I know.
All
I know.
right.
Well, I got places
The
to
people
go.
will listen. You're posting a 4-hour video. The people are gonna listen.
Drone. There are again. You're setting me up to be mean. Yeah, I don't know if Marquis uses it quite properly. They're too far away. And look, there are certain
Yeah.
shots like I don't want a drone shot in the middle of action. Although if you give me a drone shot as a replay, but you're not too far away where you can see the action happening, like from just behind the left field wall, like right over Waveland or something like that. That as actually can be a cool shot from a replay. The problem is what they do is, as you mentioned, they will be blocks away. They will
Yeah.
be a mile away from the stadium, and it's like,
They're shooting over Lake
yeah,
Michigan. I don't
what are
know
you
if that's where
doing?
like that's the only fly space that they got. Like, we can fly it,
O'Hare,
but it's got to
we got
be
to
a
contend with
mile
O'Hare.
over the lake. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, you know, in that sense, it's like drone shots again can be good for like transitional things. They can be good to take you out to break or bring you back from break, something like that. What they've been trying to do lately, which have found funny, is they'll put the drone inside the stadium and try to fly around the inner
Yeah.
concourse.
Yeah.
Man, drone. And look, drone. I enjoy a good drone, but the drone operator needs some work. He's a little wobbly right now. And I don't know. And look, there's probably some atmospheric
I did
stuff.
tee you up for, all right, Adam. Here's a marquee golf ball. Go ahead and take a whack away.
Look, it, there's some atmospheric stuff. There's probably some wind that he's contending with, but
Wrigley's very windy.
and there's
Yeah.
162 games. Maybe they're just trying to
Well,
practice.
they only got 81 at Wrigley,
Practice on the
but sure.
job, but
Yeah. I think it's a glut of riches, although that's not necessarily the phrase I want there. Is like you're kind of overusing it. It's like a drone could be cool, it's fine, but I don't need literally every possible angle from every possible distance, which I think is what they're trying to do. It's like, well, because now that we have drones, we can get this angle and this angle and this angle, and we can show all of them. It's like, actually, I don't need all those angles. That does not enhance my viewing experience whatsoever. So I'm a little on the cooler side
And
of the drones.
you know that we're in the minority. You know that
Oh, people love the drones.
there
Are
are
you kidding
people
me?
not listening to this podcast.
Absolutely. This
There are
is so cool. It's a thing, therefore it's cool.
there are people not listening to this podcast going like,
Because we just are hating on the drones
this
a
is
little bit.
amazing. This is I want more of this.
Yeah, are
Where
you
is the
kidding me? I
drone
want
shot
the
of this
entire
shit?
game broadcast in drone. No, you do not.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you do not.
We're just old. All right, next sport.
No, well, I go back to the Steve Jobs line of the people don't know what I want until I tell them what they want.
No.
We are Steve Jobs. You do not want drones.
If we present it, then people will like it. There is
We're going to move to football.
yeah. Go ahead.
Little easier one, been around a while, but the first down line.
I can't imagine watching football without it.
That's a strike. That's a strike zone one. That's the strike box
Yeah.
for the hitter for me as well. It's like you can't go back. Like that one is too integrated at this point in time, kind of too foundational to the viewing experience. Like that'd be weird not seeing a first down line.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, Levitard talks about this all the time. Just why are we still measuring first downs with guys
Oh
on the
yeah,
sideline
yeah.
with chains?
Antiquated
It seems
chain
very-
gang going out there. It's fantastic. I love it. I think we
like the
do
chain.
need to keep some of those old timey elements out there.
Well, and like at this point now, the guys are getting so fast and so big that there's like the 60-year-old retiree who's breaking his leg like every
Yeah.
single year
Yo,
because these guys are
shattered
rolling
tibia.
into them.
Every single guy
Yeah.
gets rolled up on in the chain
But
gang.
I still want it. I still want the chain gang out
Absolutely, I
there.
want it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of
That's
those
fun.
things, just do it for like nostalgia or tradition's sake, where it's like their measurement actually doesn't mean anything. They already know whether it's a first down. They got the chip in the ball. They've already done it. And it's more of just like,
Let's just see
this
him
is what
trot
we've
out
been
there.
doing for 100 years in football.
Yeah.
Let's still go through the pageantry. And it's almost like the only thing that they're doing is just relaying the information from what the computer told them. Like, yep, they're an inch short.
We just needed a little break. We just wanted to see
Yeah.
these guys run out
Yeah.
there, get a little TV time.
No. So first down line is it's just part of the viewing experience at this point in time. You jumped ahead a little bit to the Sky Cam, which is, again, that camera. It is on a wire, usually behind the kicker on kickoffs. I haven't been seeing it as much lately. I think it used to be maybe a little more popular. I don't know, but yeah, that kind of camera from behind. Thoughts?
I mean, we're going to talk eventually. We'll do a whole podcast on the viewing
Sky cam.
experience.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, on the sky cam, yeah. We'll do a whole podcast on the viewing experience of different sports compared to being there in person. I think the NFL more so than maybe other sports broadcasts have gotten as about as close to perfecting the viewing experience as possible. And I think the Skycam does play into that. I think they I just think they use the combination of their cameras really, really well. They
Yeah.
know where to put cameras. They know
Yeah.
when to cut to them. They've been doing this for quite some time now, and maybe that's what Marquee is doing is they're just like trying to add different things to the Cubs broadcast of like what if we try this? What if we try this to try to make it better? I don't know if we really need that in baseball, but in football, it is time tested. They know what they're doing, and the Skycam, I think they know when to cut to the Skycam. They do it kind of sparingly now in mid play. Like they'll use it for
Yeah.
replays, which I think is really effective because it's just such a good view of what the offense is seeing. There's a video
Yeah.
game aspect to it of like people play video games for a long time and they're
That's a
used
really good
to.
point, is that is the perspective of a video game you'll get a lot of times. So people are very familiar with
Yeah.
it, and they've just kind of, again, they've integrated something familiar into the broadcast, which means it's a seamless transition. People are going to be accepting of it because of the familiarity.
Speaking of video games and just the attuning people to what they're used to using video games, it's just such an interesting. We're not going to go into it. I watched Mortal Kombat 2 days ago, and they do the
Yeah.
thing where they're stepping, and they get, and then we watched it in IMAX, so the screen changes aspect ratios in the middle of it to try to give that like, and now fight, and it's weird. Mortal Kombat was very entertaining. It was terrible, but it
Okay.
was kind of awesome. Moving on.
Great. I'm in. I'm
Yeah,
in. I'm going to
Mortal
see
Kombat was
it.
fun. It was fun.
Joey and I are going to go see it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
Graphics on the fields for football. They've been doing this a little bit more regularly where they'll have stats that are just projected on the field, down and distance stuff on the field. That's been around for a little bit, but just more and more information is finding its way projected on the field
This
instead of
one's
in the bug, let's say.
yeah, this one's
Instead of the Philip Rivers was the first quarterback that comes to mind, rightfully
I
so.
should be. Yeah, he should
Get
be.
him on the show. So the first quarterback, I think it was Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, uh, Caleb Williams. There you go. Caleb Williams, he's 9 for 30, which is probably a pretty accurate stat for Caleb Williams. 9 for 30, 82 yards, 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And instead of having that in the little bug right next to the Bears score of 0, like they will have it now projected on the field, right behind Caleb Williams on the field. Are you okay with that? Or do you kind of like the old traditional? Just give it to me in the bug.
I think they've been trying to integrate sets more because of betting.
Yes.
eh, it doesn't bother me, which again, it's like if it doesn't bother me, then I'm probably okay with it and probably like pro inclusion. This one's a little bit I guess I don't notice it maybe as much as you do. So what are your thoughts on it? Because I guess I don't it's a lot
No,
of times
I'm
they'll
actually
like
the same. It doesn't bother me either. I'm just thinking of like tech elements that, again, the intention is to enhance. Does it enhance? I think in this case, it's not necessarily it enhances. It's almost like the information is presented here instead of here. That's the only switch. So it's just like okay, cool. You can do something with a computer and
yeah,
live action.
the only in broadcast graphic that I kind of bump on and just kind of go like scratching my head as to why they include it as often as they do is the win probability thing across all sports. I don't
Yeah,
I don't need a percentage
that does.
popping up
Yeah.
all the
I
time.
know
And
who's winning. I know
ESPN,
who's losing. I know who's looking good. I know who has momentum. I do not need the Vegas win probability. I got a pretty good indication just
I
by
mean, it's all,
watching the.
and I understand, again, it's all about betting, and that's fine, whatever, make your money. But it's just one of these things of like, don't need that information popping up. ESPN does it the most, and
A lot. Their
it's really
baseball
annoying.
broadcast has it up constantly.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Stop doing that, ESPN.
We got two more major American sports. Basketball. We're going to go just one on this
Yeah,
one.
because you and I watch a ton of basketball.
A lot.
Do we want to get T-Baller 15 in to
Well,
call
no, I
to
mean,
call
on
it?
this one, here's the thing. I watch more college basketball than I do NBA basketball. And this actually applies to the college basketball. They've been trying to roll this out, although they rolled it out and then they had to immediately walk that back because of injuries. But have you seen the LCD courts? That they're not hardwood. It's like they're playing on a giant television screen where they can do a whole bunch of different stuff. The playing surface is supposed to be very, very similar to a hardwood floor. Turns out it is not. It's a little bit more slippery. Guys aren't getting as good a traction. They're rolling ankles and pulling hammies and all that stuff, which is why they tried to roll this out in the Big 12 championship this year for the guys. And then they had to go, we got to go back to the hardwood. But if they could perfect it so that it were not so slick, do you want to watch basketball on TV and then watch TV underneath the players playing basketball?
I don't. I mean, again, I can definitively answer that question pretty quickly.
You want
Again,
to
goes
watch
back.
TV on TV is how I should have phrased that one
This
with
has got this is
basketball in between.
this has got to be another. Let's integrate more of video games into the viewing experience. I can imagine them putting kind of a circle around, underneath the player who has the ball or the name to track them. I know, there are alternative broadcasts already going on. I think Amazon might do one of like maybe like an AWS tracker sort of thing, and you can
Yeah.
key in on certain players and you know see how fast they're running because that matters, right? But I don't think I want more of that. Like I don't need more of that but I haven't seen it yet, so I don't really know. They do it occasionally as when
Yeah.
they publicize their alternative broadcast. I don't think I've ever seen where I'm going like, yeah, I liked that. No.
I need every piece of information I could
No.
imagine on the TV screen and moving all over the place. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need it. So.
Well, it was funny. I was asked why doesn't the TV commentators get piped into the stadium? This was by a person who doesn't go to a lot of sports.
Follow any sports
They were very
whatsoever.
confused.
Yeah, got it.
And
Yeah.
I just kind of started laughing, going like, that would be the craziest experience. You're sitting at Dodger Stadium and you're hearing Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser talk about something random while you're trying to watch a game. It's like, no, that's too disorienting. It was a funny thought though. It brought me back to that.
Finishing it off with hockey. The advertisements now along the boards are all digital and they're all kind of AI projected essentially, so that they can figure out when a guy's skating by, that part doesn't show up on the TV screen. On the ice itself, you still have the standard kind of just what would you call this? Kind of like the ads are on the board, but on TV you'll get the animated ads. They call it the digitally enhanced dasher boards.
Yeah.
That are kind of moving and everything like this. Does it enhance your viewing experience when you're watching a hockey game?
I don't. There's a long pause here. I don't think I have thought about it because I do watch Red Wings hockey quite a bit. I think I would prefer if they didn't have them so that I knew that. I mean, obviously there's a logo in the center of the ice, and that can always give you a like they're away today or they're home today. I think knowing away versus home is something that is maybe a little bit more valuable to me because in hockey too they change jerseys and they change like home jerseys sometimes, like it used to be white and now they're red home jerseys. I don't know, I don't keep track of that. But the other aspect of it is like they've clearly found a way to make more money for themselves, which I guess is a
Oh,
good thing,
100%.
which I guess is a good thing for the sport. So it doesn't bother me, I guess, seeing like again, I watch the Red Wings broadcast a lot. Seeing Meyer on all of the boards all the time is a little bit like I've gotten used to it at this point. But at first, when they first did it, I was like,
Out
what's
of
going on
all
here?
of the ones that I've given to you, this one is the one I am most passionately against. I
Really?
hate these things.
Really?
They are massively distracting for me. There's way too much movement, and it's just a natural response of like your eye goes to the movement. So while this guy's skating this way, I'm watching the Toyota RAV4 drive the other way down the ice, and I'm going, no, no, I want to follow the guy with the puck.
No,
I want to see the play develop. So
I
I
don't
am
know
sick
what hockey games
tired
you're
of these
watching.
things.
I don't know what
What?
hockey games you're watching, but I that seems to be a lot of movement going. I think the Red
That's
Wings
what I'm
broad.
saying. There's way too much movement with these digitally enhanced boards. Like, get rid of them. Just put the advertisement on the board. I'm fine. Whatever. Ads, you got to make money somehow. It's fine. But don't have them moving. Don't have them talking to me. Don't have cars and different things, fireworks exploding. I don't, whatever they have, I'm sick and tired of all of the movement. It is disorienting and it is stimulus overload to the max. I'm very passionate about this one. Get rid of them.
See,
I hate them.
I think for me, what I noticed before they implemented them is like, man, stadiums are really selling those boards because those things were getting packed.
Yeah,
Just
I didn't know what they
they
were.
were
Yeah.
they were they
Yeah,
they
I
were
didn't know what they
putting
were at first. It's like, what is going?
ads.
Yeah, I'm
There
with
were
you.
ads. There were ads on top of ads on those boards. It was
Yeah,
getting
I
a
thought it
little
was a
nutty.
rotating one. It's like they're just rotating them
Yeah. Well, they do
like a
that in
revolve, and it's
baseball.
like, wow,
I
they
think they're
have about 80 different ads in
yeah,
this one scroll. This is incredible.
it's getting a little intense with the ads on the boards.
Yeah,
Getting a little
yeah.
intense. It's like a minor league
Last one.
stadium.
Last one right here. This is a tech that was tried out and it has gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
And I want to know, do you want to bring it back? And that is the Fox Glow Puck. For those unfamiliar, Fox rolled out, I believe, in the mid to late 90s, a puck that glowed on the ice.
Uh-huh.
And if I remember correctly, I think it was like a bluish. But then if it was a slap shot, it got hit really, really hard, it would like glow red. It had like a streak. It looked like a comet headed towards the goal. And so, do you want them to bring back the glow puck? Did it enhance your viewing experience?
You know, when you brought this up in our pre-show meeting, which happens 5 minutes before we press record,
Yeah. Hey, what do you want to talk about?
I
Yeah,
see.
glow pucks.
I
Sounds
seem to.
great. We'll weave it in seamlessly.
I seem to remember this happening for a little while and it fizzling out pretty quickly. I think it would be worth trying it again now with improvements in technology. I seem
Yeah.
to remember there being some technical problems in kind of tracking the puck. Personally, I don't need it. I like watching hockey just as
Yeah.
is. Um, I think watching hockey is really actually kind of fun. I think it's underrated experience. Uh, but there is an element of like finding the puck that I find fun, which I don't want. I don't want a little indicator on my TV that kind of ruins the game for me of like, where's the puck? Where? And then, oh, he scored. And then, you freak out.
You like the element of surprise in
I
hockey, so you
do.
don't want the glow puck because you're like, yeah, I can see it.
Hockey
I
happens.
know where it's at all the
Hockey
time.
happens so fast where I'm like, there is an element of surprise that
Oh,
I
there's
do
sometimes, yeah,
enjoy.
you're just like, what's going on? What's going on? And like you just said, I scored.
Yeah,
Ah, that was incredible.
that's the West
What just
Wing.
happened? And then you have to watch the replay 5 times to realize, oh, there it is.
That's
I
the
got
West
you.
Wing. The Kachuk passes to the man and he scores. And the announcer's always surprised.
Going back to that 90s era hockey, and as much as I love Eddie Olczyk is one of the best color commentators across any sport. Like I want Eddie to like just call my life. Like here's
Right.
the reason why he's picking up blueberries at the grocery store. Like and Eddie breaks it down. Like I
Yeah.
want that to happen, everything. But I would say one of the best, and we're gonna have to do a whole probably show on this one as well. But best like combo of play-by-play color commentary guy had to be that Gary Thorne and Bill Clement
Mhm.
combo. I think they were calling games for Fox. They were on ESPN for a while,
Yeah.
like early 2000s, but that was a good tag team combo right there in the booth.
We need, I agree. And there were a lot of like Detroit Red Wings, Colorado Avalanche. Gary Thorne was just like underrated as
Gary
a
Thorne was incredible.
he was great. I mean, he's underrated just
Yes.
as a commentator in general. He was doing, I mean, baseball games are really hard to call alone. Vin Scully obviously is the most famous for doing it for the longest period of time. Gary Thorne was doing it for the Orioles for quite some time. And not saying that I watched the Orioles, but like that's hard. That's a
You'd watch
hard
for
job to
Gary
do.
Thorne. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the reason I watch the Cubs right now. I watch every single Cubs game. It is not to watch the Cubs. It's to watch Boog and JD. Like I just need to listen to Boog and JD
Yeah.
for a couple hours during the day. The baseball game is ancillary. That's just, that's an extra thing that's like, oh, okay, there's a baseball game. No, it's to listen to Boog and JD. The same thing for Gary Thorne. You just tune in just to listen to Gary Thorne.
Well, and the thing about it would be we will do like a Royal Rumble steel cage
Best
tournament
booths.
best booths. Doc
Best
Emmerich,
booths. Yeah.
because I think, and I know we're singing Gary Thorne's praises. I would take Doc Emmerich over any
I do
hockey
like Doc.
I would take Doc Emmerich over any hockey broadcaster ever. Any play-by-play guy.
Oh
Doc was
man,
incredible.
I don't know.
Doc
I
was
don't know if
incredible.
anybody's walking out of that booth alive. If you put Gary Thorne and Doc in there together, like that's just it's a fight to the death on that one.
Doc will
I
carve him
cannot
up
declare a
with
winner between
words.
those
He will
two.
just carve him up with different words. He had a
Doc was
different
masterful.
phrase.
Like again, it's like as much I was already saying Eddie O's praises, but yeah, that was another booth where I'm putting in the pantheon right there is Doc and Eddie O.
Yeah,
And they were at it for a while.
yeah, they were
Like
great.
great booth.
They were really
Loved
great.
listening to them call hockey games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's take a quick break before we move on to talking about our next topic. That was good. Technological advancements in sports. What's working, what's not. We'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by Oral Hershiser Chevrolet.
Oh,
Chevy.
Chevy.
Oh, Chevy. We have our grand opening event May 28th in the city of Chino. It'll be on the Chino City Hall lawn. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be live, there's going to be a lot of news. There's going to be live broadcast. ESPN will be live broadcasting from the kind of the steps of City Hall. Dodgers Nation is going to be there. There are going to be Legends Attic will obviously have a big say in all of that. They're going to be doing prizes, giveaways. Jaime Hareen will be there. A number of Dodger legends, including obviously Oral Hershiser, Joe Kelly, Mike Scioscia will be there. So there's going to be just a number of people. May 28th, get your tickets by going into the dealership and registering. Ask any of the salesmen at O Chevy to register. Be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
I have two questions.
Yeah, go
Is
ahead.
Oral going to cut some sort of ribbon?
There will be a
Is there
ribbon
a
cutting.
ribbon cutting ceremony?
There will be a ribbon cutting. If you've driven by, which, all of you listening nationwide have probably driven to Chino just to see
Yeah.
this new Oral Hershiser Chevrolet. If you've driven by, you'll notice that the MK Smith signs are still up, all the signage for MK Smith, the former owner of Oral Hershiser Chevrolet. They will be switching out all the signs to Oral Hershiser, and there will be an official ribbon cutting at the new dealership. There will also
That's
be there.
great. I love a
also-
good ribbon cutting.
ribbon
I
cutting's
don't
gonna-
think we cut ribbons enough.
There's going to be
Like
and
that needs to be just stock standard for any sort of opening of anything.
Yeah, it's going to be really.
My second question
Go ahead.
is there some sort of grand opening sign that will be hung as like a banner anywhere at this grand opening?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm not sure, but there will be a Dave Hobrecht art unveiling. He is going to. I don't even know if I'm allowed to announce this. I don't know if it's a surprise or not. Nobody's listening.
There's
so it doesn't
nobody
matter.
listening. Literally nobody listening to
He's
this.
gonna
And I'm
do-
sure grandma is not going to say anything. Yeah,
She's
go
going
ahead.
to tweet it out. Uh,
Yeah.
Dave Holbrook, resident artist at Legends Attic. Check out his art at holbrooksportsart.com or holbrook.com rather. He's going to be doing like a painting that's going to go on the side of a building. It's going to include oral. It's going to include Jaime
That
Arun.
would be kind of cool.
It's going to be really cool. There's going to be they're redoing one of the buildings on the property to be dubbed Oral's Garage. It's going to be a community building where they're going to invite a lot of community members and whoever in the community wants to use it. It's going to be converted. There's going to be a little bit of a showroom. There's going to be games. If you know anything about Eddie Alazade and Oral Hershiser for that matter, they love pinball and just arcade games. So there's going to be arcade games. There might be a pool table. There's going to be old, Chevys in the showroom. It's going to be Oral's Garage. So it's going to be a really cool space. They're pouring a bunch of money into it. They're pouring a bunch of resources into it. They're trying to help out the community as well. So it's May 28th. Register for tickets by going into the dealership, Oral Hershiser Chevrolet in Chino. Talk to one of the salesmen. They'll get you registered for tickets. It's a free event to go to. Like I said, lots of food vendors, prizes, giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's all great.
Yeah.
I love everything you just said right there. I'm going to circle back to if there is a grand opening sign, what happens to that thing after the grand opening?
We put it in our podcast studio and just leave it up.
Yeah, you and I are on the same wavelength. There we go. Instead of recycling that thing for fabric or whatever they're going to do with that, it's no. That is boom.
Well,
right back behind my head.
Eventually, when I move, I think I'm going to be doing the podcast from one of our offices, and it's going to go up on the wall. Amongst other things, it's going to go up on the wall, but it's going to be a grand opening. I might wrap it around myself every once in a while.
There you go. Even better.
Like
as
a little
shawl.
blanket. Yeah, a little blanket.
When you're dressed as the Pope going out and about in public, you can wear that as your prayer shawl. Grand opening. There you go. Yeah.
All right, now back to the podcast. And we're back. We are going to go on to the next topic of today's. And if you've been keeping a track of the sports world, and this topic is very macro,
Hey, I just want to say great job starting 3 different sentences right there. That was awesome.
No problem.
Yeah. Not finishing one of them.
I'll do that a lot.
Yeah.
Most recently in the NBA, if you've been keeping track of the NBA playoffs, the most notable one out here, obviously, is the LA Lakers, who just lost in a 4-game, got swept.
They're done.
Got swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. But a big topic of conversation in this playoff series was the officiating, and how the NBA does something kind of interesting. Is they'll officiate the games one way during the regular season, and they're pretty open about this. I think is they'll just kind of come out and say like, yeah, we're going to officiate the games differently in the playoffs, and you can see it. They allow much more physicality. It's a little bit. It's not 90s style basketball, but it is. They're allowed to push and hand check and do a bunch of stuff that they're not necessarily allowed to do in the regular season, which was a problem for the Lakers. I mean, we can get into officiating and how it benefits teams and how certain teams build. Oklahoma City specifically is like a very defensive heavy team. They're very physical, so they have specific advantages in this era of the NBA. But more broadly, officiating is always under the microscope. And it brought a question to my mind, which I'm going to pose to you now, Andy,
and I got an answer. A very confident one, whether I know anything about it or not. Fire away.
Rank of the 4 major sports. Rank them in order of hardest to least difficult adjudicating the game, refereeing, umpiring the game. So I want a list. We're going to count. Okay. We're going to go from 4 to 1 though. So I want you to give me
easiest,
the one that you want to umpire the most because it's easiest, to hardest,
to officiate, to adjudicate,
and give your reason.
I am an impartial observer, and I call fair and foul. Okay. I think, and I'm going to give some reasoning behind this.
I would hope so.
I think the easiest is actually football, and you would think that there's your face. You would think that football. No, it's gonna be one of the harder ones. And I'm going, Yes, it goes very, very fast. All of these sports, except for baseball, go very, very fast, unless you're the guy behind the plate and then it's coming at you 108 miles an hour and you got to make a call. Okay. So all of them go really, really fast. That can't be the criteria, is just like, which sport is fastest, which is going to be the hardest to make a judgment call in the moment. I'm going with this. Is football is going to be easier because how many officials are on the field for a football game?
I believe 7.
I don't actually know the exact number, but yeah, it's more than how many hockey referees are skating around the rink. It's more than basketball officials. It is more than umpires. Okay.
Just while you keep talking, I'm going to look up because this is probably something I should have done
Great.
before
I
answering.
was going to say, what I'm going with here is it's almost like a safety in numbers principle. I can kind of hide. If there are 7 officials on the field, I don't have to be great. There's not a lot of pressure here.
Okay,
Some of these other guys,
you're cheating. You're cheating. This is cheating.
Like, no, it's like, okay, I missed that holding call, but so did that guy.
No.
Like, it's
well,
not
hold
just
on
me.
Okay,
I know they're all looking at a specific. They all have a very specific responsibility. Like the line judge is not, or like they're not looking at the same thing as the back judges. I totally get that.
Yeah, you can't cheat.
But I can kind of hide a little bit more if I'm a football referee.
Let's give some ground rules context here. All right, you can't just go.
You can't. You're moving the goalposts on me. And if I were a football referee, I would hide behind that goalpost.
You'd throw the flag and say, you can't move the goalpost. That's a penalty.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, I want to be the all-time umpire at second base. Because I think of the four umpires, that's probably
not a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, besides the ball,
I don't have to watch the ball go down the line. I have to make a fair foul call. I don't have to do a check swing call. Those things, literally, they can just be like, that's heads. He went around. Like it's, I don't, but yeah, you're right. A second base umpire, it's like,
that's
every now and then.
That's the easiest gig.
Base, he's safe.
It's the easiest gig. Cares. Nobody cares about that one. Just
you're right.
Context.
You got okay. So my number 4 is second base umpire.
We're expanding the list. This list is 27 positions long. All right. There.
I think context. It's the referee that's behind the quarterback. I kind of want his job too. He's got it pretty easy, isn't it? Just now, the only thing they're responsible for is just like, was the quarterback hit illegally? Was he hit late? Was he hit high? Was he hit low? I can do that job too. That's fine. That one's an easy one. So I'm going football ref behind the play.
Well, okay. So just to give the listener some context, and maybe I might even throw a diagram up into the podcast to just kind of explain all the
more visuals, the better. Yeah.
In football, there are 7 referees, and I'm doing this out of recollection, but there are 2 guys behind the offensive play. One of them is the main referee who wears the white hat, who makes all the calls on the broadcast. He's like the head referee, but then he has like a guy behind him. So if a quarterback is here, he's got 2 guys behind him at like 45-degree angles. There are 2 line judges. There are 2 guys in the back, and there's a guy kind of right in the middle.
Way in the back. Yeah.
2 guys in the way back, and then there's another referee sort of in the middle of the defense, which has got to be the scariest.
I don't want that one.
Do they draw straws?
It's the top of the list. If we're going position by position in umps and referees here, man, that guy, he's getting his clock cleaned on a crossing route. That safety coming down and just dismantling that guy.
You are dodging traffic at Bristol Motor Speedway in that
position. That poor guy should be paid the most out of all of them.
How do you get? Do they draw lots every game? Like, who's got in the middle one? Who's got the middle? Short straw.
Fred got the short straw again. Sorry, Fred.
All right,
so 3 games in a row.
We're not talking,
kids, man. I got kids.
That is for another episode where we're gonna break down position by position which one we don't want. That's the context for
all right,
the
but
NFL.
you're looking at just overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me finish. Let me finish
Yeah,
the
go
diagrams
ahead.
here.
Put out the criteria after I've ever already answered the question, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
In baseball, there's four umpires for regular season games. They increase it for the playoffs, but
Six. You
the
got
standard
two
is
extra ones
four,
down the line. Yeah.
two down the line, home plate umpire, and a one behind second base or in front of second base, depends on kind of the type of play. In basketball, there's three. It's a triangle that kind of goes up and down the court and it
Okay.
rotates. And then in hockey, there are four officials, two linesmen, and then a back judge and a front judge. They don't call them a front judge, but there are two kind of roving referees besides the
Yeah.
linesmen. We're not talking about which job would you specifically not want to do. You have to look at all of them collectively. Which one would you
Yeah.
not want to do? So football
You're
is number
doing.
four for you. You're saying you can hide the most, which I feel like is cheating, but I'm going to allow it. Go ahead.
um, I think I'm still gonna go football might be the easiest. And it's only because the other ones are kind of harder.
Good analysis.
Yes, thank you.
That that is why you come to this podcast for
Yeah.
analysis just like that.
Wow. You can't get this anywhere else. Man.
You want to elaborate at all, or you
No,
just
I
want to leave it
don't.
at
I
that?
think the other ones are harder.
While you're laughing,
We're gonna go. Hold on. Okay. I have no idea. I'm just gonna start throwing them out there. Football's the easiest. Then baseball. Then basketball, and then hockey.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm gonna put hockey maybe the hardest, that's a little puck that's going, and all these guys are skating 1,000 miles an hour. It's really hard to see everything. The other reason I'm putting that one as the hardest is simply it is more physically demanding on the referees. You are almost like participating in the game more than any of these other ones.
Yeah.
Basketball referees, you're jogging up and down the court, absolutely.
Yeah.
But for a hockey referee, you are skating hard. You're
Yeah.
jumping to get out of the way of a puck. You are going to get a puck to the face sometimes. I think the injury likelihood of injury for a referee might be heightened in hockey as well. We're offloading that one to our stat guy, by the way. Who did you hire again?
I believe it's a stat girl. Her name is
That
Anita.
girl, sorry.
Anita a lot more.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to hire another guy, Dustin Shelves. We're going to get Dustin in here, and he's going to look it up in a book.
Terrible.
All right. No, I do want to know, like, what is the injury rate of referee? Has anybody looked at this question? We might be breaking new ground here. What is the injury rate of referees, umpires in professional sports?
Well,
who's
in
got
hockey,
the highest injury rate?
Oh, that is some. There's no reference page for all of sports, but that should be a stat for the overall reference page. I
Which
agree
is a
with,
different question, and we can spend the next 30 minutes on it if we want to,
Right.
like we do every single topic here. But my guess would be it might be baseball might have the highest, to be
a home plate
honest.
umpire. A home plate umpire gets
Yeah, home
hit.
plate umpire, you're getting. Ugh.
I would agree that
You're taking like artillery off your face most games.
In my rankings, and maybe it was a mistake to go from 4-1, but I also
What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Football,
football, baseball, basketball, hockey, in reverse
basketball,
order.
and hockey. I think I might change baseball and basketball, but yeah, I'm gonna stay with it. All right, what's your four?
Well, hockey's number one, and
Okay,
it's
so
not
we're in agreement on that one.
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
It's
cool.
not because the puck is small. Like it's because you have to skate. I mean, skating is hard
Physically
enough.
demanding. It's taxing.
Yeah,
Yes.
skating is hard enough, and just the spacing of hockey, it doesn't allow you to observe the play in the same way that basketball and football, like again, we talked about the football guys in the middle of it. That sounds horrible, but for the majority of it, you're on the side of the play, right? Basketball referees are behind. Spacing in hockey, those two guys, at least not the linesmen, those two guys are in the play.
You got to move
And
all the time.
the puck is flying at 120 miles an hour. Those
Yeah.
guys are skating at 20 miles an hour. They're big. They're hitting each other. They want to hit each other. If you're in the way, like you're either in the way of a puck or you're in the way of a 250-pound guy with a bunch of pads trying to run into another guy. Like
Annihilate another human being.
oh
Yes.
yeah,
And that human
hockey.
being could be you.
Oh, it sounds horrible. Like
Right.
the person itself, but like the puck being small, it's been shooting around the boards all the time, and a lot of times they're on the board, so they're like trying to dodge the puck.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a war zone.
Yes.
What a hockey referee deals with. Now
Absolutely.
we don't hear a lot of hockey. The thing that I struggle with is like you don't hear a lot about hockey referees blowing calls. Like the game just happens
No,
so
yeah, that's
fast.
a good point. Yeah.
Now that could be
It
a
will
function.
happen. They can miss a call. Yes.
It could be a function of American sports. Hockey is the least of the big four
Yeah.
that is publicized. I mean, if we lived in Canada, I'm sure we would hear more about the referees. There are the rules in hockey seem to be, I don't know if clear cut is the right terminology, but like maybe they just call less penalties. I don't know. Maybe the penalties are more obvious, whereas or objective compared to like maybe basketball or football, for example. Football, it's said like they can call a penalty on every play.
They could.
And
Yeah. Either holding, pass interference. I
right.
mean, what hand play between the cornerback and the wide receiver are they going to allow? Sometimes they allow it, sometimes they don't, kind of thing.
Whereas
Yes, a penalty could be called on every play.
hockey, it seems a little bit more like, oh, that's clearly a hooking or clearly a tripping. So maybe the calling of penalties might be a little bit easier, but just the game flow, in my opinion, makes hockey refereeing like I that's the one I definitely don't want to do. Like
Yeah.
but again, it's hard to judge of like they just seem to call less penalties in hockey. I don't really know.
All right. What's your 2 through 4 then? Hockey is our clear cut number one. Don't want to do that one. That one's the hardest.
This is where I struggled with it is football, the constant action of hockey and basketball make it difficult to what I would think to referee. It's just always
Yeah.
going. You don't get a
And
lot
maybe
of
that's why I
breaks.
put basketball second initially is it is physically taxing, but it's also mentally taxing because of the nature of the game clock.
Yeah.
It's always running. You're always on. You always have to be laser-like focused on the thing in front of you. Even
Football,
umpires get a break every 4 seconds.
yeah,
Like, okay.
football, you get breaks all the
Yeah.
time. The speed of the game though in football, and okay, we're gonna have a problem. And we're back. As you might notice, my screen has changed a little bit. We had technical difficulties, and I am admitting that I'm switching cameras to my phone. So here we go again. Where were we? Um, the I don't
I
even
have
know.
no
I
idea.
don't even know where we left off, to be
I
honest.
wasn't paying attention when we were having the conversation.
Um, speed of the game, hockey, basketball complicates things. I take issue with your whole like strength in numbers thing. There's a core, there's the number of the number of officials directly correlates to the number of players on the field. You know, there's 22 players on the field in football. There's 10 players on the ice field for basketball and hockey. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that point. Yeah, I think I struggled with just the speed of the game and how it happens in football is really fast and it happens in short spurts. That would make it maybe easier. I think where my rankings landed, hockey first, we've agreed upon that one. I think I'd probably match you, except for I'd probably put baseball at the bottom. Um,
Okay.
So I wouldn't match you. I'm not matching you.
Nope.
I think
Yeah.
I go. I You know what? I'm not matching you at all. Hockey,
Great.
hockey one, football two, basketball three, baseball
You
four.
are insane putting football that high. You're insane.
Well, there's an aspect of there's an
Because
as
all of them, we've already talked about this, because all of them have a specific role. They're only looking for one or two things for their role. A line judge has a cues that they are looking for. Okay. I
every
think that makes
sport.
it a little bit easier as opposed to a home plate umpire having to decide if a 100-mile-an-hour splitter fit in a window this big.
No, I disagree with you so vehemently. And there's something that I don't think that you're even thinking about. There's a replay system in each one of these that are assisting the umpires, the referees during the game. Like the subjectivity of football calls is, I find, one of the more difficult things. I was tempted to put basketball up there just because all the NBA players are just annoying
Oh, yeah.
as all get out, and they're constantly riding you all game. Luka Doncic
Yes.
just yells at referees for 48 minutes all the time, and that's annoying. But like, they review everything now. Their reviews help. It's similar. Like, the reason I'm putting baseball at the bottom, one, yes, the home plate umpire obviously has the worst job. He's got to call somewhere between 120 and 150 pitches every game. Well, times two,
No,
so like
more than that.
300,
Yes.
something like that.
I was gonna say you're over 200 a game. Yeah.
You Part of me is like, you get into a rhythm as a home plate umpire of just like, okay, I'm here, I know what I'm looking for, and I'm just gonna kind of get into a rhythm here for the next 3 hours.
Which gave me, you saying that gives me like either like a short story idea or turn this into some sort of episode or something like the home plate umpire who just can't find it that day. Like it's like players have it where it's like, I'm just having an off day. Like the home plate umpire's like, guys, I'm just not seeing the ball.
I'm
Like,
seeing
do you tell the batters that when they're walking up, it's like, hey, guys,
I'm seeing double
I,
today. I don't know.
I,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't got it. I don't got my stuff today. All right. That would be hilarious.
It's like
Is some sort of show that shows that
is
a
it was
little
it last
story of the home plate umpire. Guys.
was that last season when Craig Counsell yelled at the umpire and the umpire was just like, I'll get better. It was like the first inning.
Yes, it was. I'll get better. And what do you say to that?
I'll get better.
Okay.
The problem was he didn't get better, which made the game really annoying.
There's no reaction. I'm hoping that guy planned that one out forever. Although sometimes I actually hope that he just like knee-jerk reaction. This is my response.
I'll get
Craig,
better.
you're right.
I'll get better.
I'm gonna get better.
Yeah.
It was a promise. Like, thank you for holding me accountable. I take it upon myself. I will improve during the game.
Yeah. That was a good moment last season. That was a good one. To me though, yes, that would be a funny short story. It's just umpires. Yeah. That's going in the spring training
to the catcher
idea.
Man, can you help me out here? Just give me some tips. Help me out.
You see the umpire ask the batter, was that where was that?
What'd you have?
What'd you
have?
Was it a little low? I don't know.
Okay, speaking of, this happened in the Cubs game the other day. There was an umpire, I think might have been Ian Happ at the plate, goes to touch his helmet, and the umpire also touches his helmet. I would like an umpire. I would like an ABS as well, please. I'm challenging my own call.
But that's why I'm ranking it fourth, is because now with ABS, and we talked about this in one of our practice episodes, just like how much different is the game for umpires now that ABS is they know ABS. And I've heard people talk about this of like the umpires don't want to be embarrassed because they're paying attention a little bit more. I don't necessarily ascribe to that. I think they've always
I don't buy that at all.
you
No.
know, it's a hard job. To your point, 100 miles an hour. It's like a tenth of an inch off the plate. It's hard to do, but I think the added element of ABS makes the job easier in general because you know you can be checked and you know you can probably get it right. Um, you know, and an individual look,
And
individual.
nor do I think that these guys are embarrassed or upset, even if they get it wrong.
Right,
Most of these challenges are a fraction of an inch. And it's like, okay, like some of them are like, you can't fit a piece of paper in there.
right,
I
right,
was watching the Twins game and Corey Provis said, it was like, that's a stitch of a baseball
right.
different right there between a ball and a strike. And so I don't think if you're an umpire, you're looking especially at that one and going, man, I really blew that call. Like, no, are you kidding me? Like, if most of the time that's not going to be challenged and it's just like it's fine, it's a strike kind of thing. They're not upset. I mean, some of them are like, some of them are dead red in the zone and they're calling it a ball, and then the batter's like, yeah, or like the catchers go like, no, man, it's a strike. I'm sure those, they see it on the screen, and I bet under their mask they're going, yeah, sorry about that one.
No, I bet
Like
you they're like,
those, like they'll probably have those conversations. It's fine. But no, I think for most of these guys, they're going, I'm doing a pretty good job. And you're right that they use the ABS more as almost like a safety net. They know they can be checked, and it's actually a bonus or a benefit to them. It saves them some maybe difficult conversations they would have to have with a manager if it's continuous throughout a game or a season.
I think that's where it's like they do that in football too, is like you'll purposely make a call knowing that something is going to go to review. Like
Yeah.
there will be an
We'll
NFL
call it this way, and I can be saved by the review.
turnovers and touchdowns are automatically reviewed.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen it more recently in the NFL too of like if there's like a borderline fumble, right? A guy's knees touch, but he fumbles the ball. They'll let the play go because they know it's going to
Yeah.
be reviewed as a
Yeah.
turnover,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's where you know, in judging whether we want to judge different sports, I think the replay system and how they use that influences my ranking. Just because I know as an NFL referee, it makes it slightly easier because I know so many things are reviewed. Baseball,
So,
similar.
your criteria changes a little bit to which set of referees, which are judges on the field, do their calls have more weight then? They aren't protected by that replay system. And in that case, then yeah, I'm probably going with hockey still number one.
Yeah.
They do have review, but it's not like you're stopping the game to review. You're reviewing goals scored. Pretty much that's it. All
Yeah,
right. And
they're
hockey.
not reviewing. They're not. I don't think they
No,
don't
but
review
like you said,
individual
the NBA
penalties.
now reviews just about everything.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
so I don't.
especially in the last 2 minutes, it gets out of hand. That the NBA
So
and the
not that I'm
allow.
going to change, not that I'm going to change my ranking, but I do. If we're going by that criteria, maybe football does go up a little bit because it is a little bit more. So they are still saved by the review, but you're right that there is more weight on every single individual call for the referees on the field.
Now you're having me rethink too. I might put basketball at the bottom. The annoying player thing is part of my calculus in this, but just the amount of things that they're able to review. I understand you're running up and down the court all the time. That's hard, and it probably is tiring. And some of these guys are a little bit older. It's a little bit surprising that that one bald guy did it for as long as he did. Don't remember his name, but just you're right that the football there do seem to be really consequential calls that they can't review. Baseball, there's only a limit to the number of ABS challenges that are allowed, and so
Yeah.
not to say that you know, I don't. I'm a little bit on the fence about like the whole conversation of like does one single pitch influence the outcome of a game? And people go, oh no, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, well, sometimes it is, and I don't have
Depends
an
on
example.
situation.
I don't have an example off the top of my head, but there are times in which bases loaded, you know, a strike ball
Yeah.
call can swing a game. You don't know the butterfly effect of that at bat or that one call.
Well, they do measure this as much as we've already talked about how we hate ESPN having the win probability on the screen seemingly the entire game, but they do the like how much a certain swing, a certain play, has affected the win probability, those I think are a little bit more. So like, the guy hits a 3-run home run and all of a sudden the win probability swings 24%. Like
Right.
there are certain moments in the game that definitely influence the rest of the game and
Right.
how it plays out. Some of those moments can be a ball or strike call.
Right.
And so it is, yeah, a little bit more significant. There's a little bit more weight, consequence for some of those calls.
So what is your definitive ranking then?
After all of this and
Has
us
anything
bouncing
changed?
around, we have been moving 2 through 4 this entire conversation. Hockey has remained alone at number 1 for both
Yeah.
of us
Yeah.
throughout this entire conversation. Okay. My final ranking, hockey. Baseball. Basketball, football. Final answer.
Okay, so you swapped baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine is hockey, football, baseball, basketball. I think so little of the NBA though, so maybe that's just influencing
Yeah,
the rankings.
that's definitely shading this entire conversation is, yeah, okay. All right,
a
NBA.
little bit. So.
Whatever, man. All right.
All right.
All right, let's get out of here on this, Adam. We're going to call this segment That Stat, where I am going to give you a statistical category. You have to tell me what it is, what it's measuring, and then you're going to have to give me the top 5 performers at this moment in time for that stat.
Last week's
was
Last week's was X.
Last week's was brought to you by Oscar Mayer Wiener
Yeah.
because it was X Bacon.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
Do
So
we have a
this one I
sponsor
think is
for
a
this
little bit
week?
easier.
Do we have a sponsor for this week?
This one is going to be sponsored by the Glade, or like air freshener. The
Okay.
Glade. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Is there another air freshener brand? I'm like blanking on air freshener brands right now. Febreze. That was an easy one. We got to go back. We're changing sponsorships here. Febreze. Okay. Febreze. This segment's coming to you from Febreze. That stat this week is whiff rate or whiff percentage.
Whiff.
Can you tell me what whiff rate is measuring?
Whiff.
Yeah.
I'm
take a whiff.
We're not gonna do any acronyms. I nixed that. Me trying to guess the acronym. I'm just gonna
this one is not an acronym.
Letter by letter.
No. You can figure this one out.
I'm guessing this has to do with.
This one is what it sounds like.
This one is the percentage of times you miss when you swing at balls in the strike zone.
Yes, we're gonna go this one from the pitcher's perspective.
And
so that would be, yes, as a batter, it's every time you're swinging.
How often
do you just not make contact out of your total amount of swings? But from a pitcher's perspective,
how often does the pitcher induce a swing and a miss in the zone?
Bingo. Yep.
In the zone or just period?
Just period.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of the time they're going to get them to whiff on a ball that's diving out of the zone. So it is going to be total amounts of swing and misses over total swings. So they might be making contact and all those other.
And we're doing top 5 this season.
We're going top 5 this season. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of context and tell you that a guy that has over a 30% whiff rate is elite. And if you look at since when they started calculating whiff rate, I think back in 2015, the top of the list is just littered with guys who are Cy Young winners or in contention every single year. All right.
Yeah.
So 30% or more are these guys.
Yeah.
It is the elite of the elite. 25% whiff rate. You're getting guys to swing and miss. Pretty good.
Right.
You're above average.
Right.
You're a pretty good pitcher. Anything below 20%, and you are praying to God that your defense is elite, because you are probably not an elite strikeout guy getting a lot of swing and misses. You're just hoping the guys behind you will make some plays because you induce a lot of contact
Right.
is what you would do. Okay, so 30% above elite, 25% is pretty stinking good. Anything below 20, and it's like, meh.
And this is all pitchers. We're including relief pitchers in this as well,
I'm
right?
sorry, we're not including relief pitchers in this one.
Got it. Because that
Although
would
the
change my
list
answer.
only changes very slightly if we do include relief pitchers. I'll let you know Andy Ashby makes the top 5 if we include relief pitchers.
Oh, I would have included,
even though he makes spot starts here and there, whatever.
I would include.
But no, we're
Mason.
going just starters.
Mason
They've
Miller
thrown a
wasn't on the
handful of
list.
innings by this point in time.
Mason Miller wasn't on the list if you included relief pitchers.
Which blew my mind. No.
Huh. All right, starting pitchers, highest whiff rate.
Yeah.
Jacob deGrom.
Number 5. And like I said, the bar is very, very low for you. I think if you can get 1 out of 5, I'm counting it as a win for you. You're batting 250. That's pretty good.
Well, it's
oh no, 200. Sorry, 1 out of 5 is 200. My wife's a math teacher. Don't hold anything. Yeah, you're batting 200.
That's that was an easy one just because Jacob deGrom recency bias. I know he
just struck out every single Cub at least 5 times.
Yeah, that was
on Sunday. Yeah, Jacob really deGrom makes everybody swing and miss.
He's still good. Right. For some reason,
he's number 5.
I know he's not on the list, but I just want to give kudos to Shota Imanaga. He's been better. And is Shota on the list? He's on the list? Wow. Shota's on the list?
Shota is number 6.
Oh.
You just missed.
Oh.
The near miss. I'm gonna give that one to you, and now you're batting 225. There you go.
Shota's
number 6 on the list.
Has been much better. I think he had one game where he had 26 whiffs in a game or 22, something like that. He's been really good, and his stuff is working a lot better this season.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, your mind goes to high strikeout guys.
Absolutely.
Shohei Ohtani,
which. Because your mind does go to high strikeout guys, or at least high strikeout rate guys. And if you do look at whiff and strikeout rate, they are almost the same number for most of these guys. You will see a little bit of a gap for Shota, for example. I think there's a 6% gap difference between them, but most of the time the numbers are very, very similar, or they look about the same.
Okay. Is Shohei on the list?
Ohtani is not on the list. No.
Okay. So that's my second guess. Boy, oh boy. I gotta really think about pitchers. Hard throwing guys is the other thing. Hard throwing. Hunter Green is currently not pitching.
Not on the list.
So that I'm gonna go Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens, every time you bring out a pitcher stat, I'm gonna throw out Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens is not on the list. He's not top 5.
Okay. Garrett Cole's also on the
not pitching it.
Yeah. Crochet.
Historically, Garrett Cole is up there. He's always on the list every year.
I'm just going to list some names knowing that I'm going to be wrong. Crochet from the Boston Red Sox.
He's terrible this year. Yeah. No, he's at the bottom of every single list.
Got it.
That you want to be at the top of.
Good.
No.
I'm going to go Chris Sale.
Nope. I'm going to give you 2 more, and then I'm just going to rattle them off. Here's the thing. I think you can do this. There were 3 guys on this list, deGrom being one of them, that I'm like, oh, yeah. That one totally makes sense.
Can you help me out? Can you give me at least division?
I'm going to give you teams. Here we go.
Give me teams.
Yeah, I got to start giving you. Oh, man. I can't give you number 1 because it's way too obvious once I say the team. So I'm going to go. I'm going to give you number 2.
But Skubal just got hurt.
Huh?
I was going to go Skubal, but Skubal just got hurt.
Skubal's pretty high, but Skubal's not top 5.
Okay.
I think Skubal is top 10 somewhere.
Okay. This is good podcasting.
I'm not going to give you a team for this guy. Second on the list. Free agent who just signed a very large contract. I wanted the Cubs to get him. I have wanted the Cubs to get this guy for a really, really long time. In fact, I believe he started in the Cubs farm system. There you go.
Yeah.
Dylan Cease is number 2.
Really?
Dylan Cease is always near the top of the list every single year.
Yeah.
All right. Which is why I want the Cubs to get him. He's number 2. I'm not going to give you number 1 yet. Number 3 is a fighting Philly.
Trying to go through the uh Christopher Sanchez,
No,
Aaron Nola,
no,
Zach Wheeler. Duh.
no.
What? It's not those three? Zach Wheeler's like at the top of the sideline list every year.
Jesus Lizardo, number 3.
Oh, I guess again, recency bias. The Cubs beat him up pretty bad. So, or in that one game that they
Yes,
had
they
against
did.
him.
I think they tagged him pretty good.
So
Yeah.
I don't think he's coming to mind. All right, 4.
Number 4 would have never had this guy. I think I've heard this guy's name once, but apparently he's having himself a season so far. He is a Cincinnati Red. He also has a great name for this statistic. Like his name fits like whiff rate.
Brandon Arroyo.
No.
Was that his
Chase
name?
Burns.
Oh yeah, Chase Burns. So he was
Chase
on.
Burns,
He used
which
to
is
be
a
on.
great name for, you want to chase? That Burns.
Is he a former Diamondback, or am I thinking of Corbin Burns, who's?
No, Corbin went to, where is Corbin now? He went to the Orioles.
I'm pretty sure he's on the Diamondbacks now.
And then I think he's with the Diamondbacks. He's on like a 3-year deal with the Diamondbacks. Yeah.
Chase Burns. All right. Speaking of
I would have never
pitcher,
gotten that one.
I don't know Reds pitchers all that well. The Cubs haven't faced the Reds yet, and the only one I know is Hunter Green.
Well, they did just face the Reds. They had a
Like-
4-game series against them last week, and they
Yeah.
swept them.
Well, that
So,
happened.
yeah.
Besides that
Although-
series, I mean,
I don't think I remember Chase Burns on the bump for them. So good thing we missed him. Out of the 4-game series, we got lucky.
I don't remember any of the Red starters that series. But which, by the way,
I can't name them. I know faces.
The
kid with the really long hair. They
Brandon
roughed him up.
Arroyo.
That poor kid. He can only throw balls. The Reds just set a record for like most walks in a row, and they gave up something like 6 or 7 runs with no hits in an inning. Because this kid walked like 8 guys in a row. They bring in the reliever. He walked 5 guys in a row. It was absurd.
Real quick aside, because this is
Yeah.
real quick aside. I was looking at the standings, MLB standings. Still, NL Central, despite the Cubs taking 4 of 4 from the Reds, I believe. Everybody's
still over 500.
which is pretty impressive.
Very.
The one team that I was a little bit shocked by, Tampa Bay, is like 9-1 in their last time. They are now first in the AL East.
They're very, very good. I thought you were
only-
staying with the Central there, and I was like, Tampa Bay is not in the NL Central. But
I
sorry,
can't
shifted
name
lanes. But,
I can't name 3 players on Tampa Bay Rays.
Yandy.
Yeah, he's one of them, and Junior Caminero is the other one. I can't name
he's
the
another
third
one.
because they traded Evan Longoria is not on the team anymore.
Oh, we can do this. This is not hard. Can you name 3 Tampa Bay Rays? Yandy, Junior Caminero, and
Wander Franco is injured.
no. We can't say his name anymore. No.
Yeah, I know.
Good
This
one.
is why it's hard. This is why it's
Good
hard.
one. I'm gonna watch some Rays games. I'll come back to you.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, I have seen the Rays play a couple times. So they were playing the Twinkies, and we'll have the Cubbies and the Twinkies on most nights. So
back to our list.
Back to the list. You have one more, number 1. Like I said, once I give you the team, it's going to be just way too easy. But this guy right now is just mowing people down. He throws roughly 200 miles an hour.
Can you give me the
He
division?
Is tall and lanky.
Randy Johnson.
And the Cubs are very familiar with him, and the Cubs have had a lot of success against this guy, shockingly, because the rest of the league has not.
So he's in the Central?
He is in the Central. Just an hour and a half up I-94.
Milwaukee's not that far. Mizorowski.
There you go. Jacob Mizorowski. Now, Mizorowski has a 39.8% whiff rate, something around there, which means 4 out of 10 balls he's getting swings on, he's making guys miss. That's really, really high.
Yeah.
It's so high, in fact, if he finishes the season with that whiff rate, it will be the third highest whiff rate since they started keeping track of this. Like I think I said 2015 is when they started with this stat.
Mm.
Now, I just gave you, it's like 39.8, roughly 40% here. Can you give me number one? Who is number one all time with whiff rate over the past 11 years? And give me a ballpark of what the number's at.
Saying all time and then saying within the last 11 years is not all time, but
It's
I'm
the
gonna...
same thing. It's since they started measuring this. All time past 11 years. And I'm going to give you a big hint with this one. You have already said his name.
Randy Johnson.
No, you did not say Randy Johnson's name. Randy Johnson was not pitching in 2015.
Tarek Skubal.
No. Jacob deGrom tops the list. 2020, he had a 41% whiff rate, which is just, people are seeing the ball. They just can't hit it at all. It is disappearing into some Bermuda Triangle right in front of the plate.
I know, just a thought as the Cubs just played the Rangers. If the Rangers, I know the AL West is like just, they're just a bunch of teams who are just below 500.
No, you can end it right there. They're just a bunch of teams.
They're just
there
a bunch
you go.
Of teams.
End of sentence. They're just a bunch of teams.
If the Rangers fall off, I think the Cubs got to make a run at DeGrom. I would make it.
That's a great point. Yes, I agree.
They need help.
Wow, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, go get him.
They need help starting pitching.
Dealing.
Justin Steele may not come back. I mean, he got.
I think we are fools if we hold out for hope that Justin Steele's making an appearance.
I don't know the numbers on DeGrom's contract, but he's got to be coming to
a lot of money.
Yeah, he's got to be coming to the end of his deal with the Rangers, I would think.
Yes.
I just, that guy, watching him pitch,
go get him.
He's still got it.
He's a master.
He's really good.
Yeah. I mean, the names, like I said, if you're looking at the last 11 years, the names in the top 50 of this list, it is DeGrom, it is Dylan Cease, it is Tarek Skubal, it's Max Scherzer. Like, it's the guys you would expect. And I'm kind of wondering, as I was going through this list, going, is this like the magic list? Like, if you're a good pitcher, if it's this one number, you can't reduce anybody to one number, but maybe you can with whiff rate, actually. Because I'm looking, it's like, oh, these are guys, these are the elite right here.
Another aside,
these are the best of the best, is this list of names.
Another aside, I know the Cubs, you got rid of, we mentioned Dylan Cease, he was in the farm system. They seem to have built their team based on their defense, right? And they sign a lot
solid up the middle.
They sign a lot of guys who are pitch to contact guys. I understand the philosophy. I just don't know why. And maybe they're changing it when they get Edward Cabrera, and he's clearly a hard throwing high. The desire is to be high strikeout. But it's not like you can't have those guys and have a good defense. I don't
right.
Why not get Dylan Cease?
It's not mutually exclusive. You don't have, it's not one or the other, for sure.
That is always
Which is why, if you look at the all-time list, are there any Cubs in the top 50? There's one, Shota, for this year at number 37. But he has to maintain that throughout the rest of the year. And he probably won't. And so you're looking at, you don't have a Cub in the top 50 for this stat.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish the Cubs had a high strikeout guy, but again, Jacob deGrom.
Alas.
If the Rangers fall off. This has been another edition of the Basement Podcast. You have wasted another perfectly good hour and a half, however long this ends up being.
These are way too long, by the way. If there is anybody listening out there still, I want to apologize profusely for everything that you just suffered through.
I'm not apologizing. You chose to not pause and leave this podcast, so it's your fault. Our executive producers are Eddie, the head of the Jackson Dart Social and Pleasure Club, Alizade, and Christian, two short shorts, quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth Alizade. Our producer is Philip Airtime. Our researchers are Dustin Shelves.
Dustin Shelves
and Anita Lotmore. I don't have the rest of our list pulled up. Let me do that real quick. I can probably do it off the top of my head. Our dermatologist for teenagers is Don Pickett. Our our male relationship consultant is Turner Luce. Our staff therapist is Amanda Hugginkiss. And our French dog walker is Poupon de Grasse. We will be back next week. This episode has been presented by Legends Attic in Claremont, California, for all of your memorabilia and card needs. Legends Attic. Find more at legendsattic.com or legends.attic on Instagram. And Oh Chevy. Oh
Oh,
Chevy.
Chevy.
Oh Chevy. Oral Hershiser Chevrolet. Remember, the grand opening is on May 28th of this year, coming up in just a couple of weeks. Go head into Oral Hershiser Chevrolet in Chino to register for tickets. It's going to be a blast. Until next week, thanks for listening.